Good evening, all of you. I'm Dr. Gurna Shinde. We're going to see the what are the SQL statement and what are different SQL commands used in SQL. This is part two of the SQL course. So, what are the SQL statement? An SQL statement is a command used to perform operation on a database. As we know, SQL stands for Structured Query Language, is standard language used to communicate with relational databases. An SQL statement is nothing but it is an operation performed to retrieve, select, or fetch the data from the database. Various key points of the SQL statement are SQL statement are not case sensitive, means select written in capital and small letters are the same. Each SQL statement ends with a semicolon. If you forget to mention the semicolon at the end of query, the query will not run. SQL statements can retrieve, insert, update, delete data, or perform many other operations on the database. SQL statements are mainly classified into different categories such as data definition language DDL. In that, create, alter, drop are the main commands used. Data manipulation language, that is DML. Select, insert, update, delete. These are the main commands in DML. Data control language, that is DCL, to control access and permission to different users, such as grant and revoking the access to the database to different users. The last category of the skill statement are the TCL, that is transaction control language, such as commit, rollback, save point to manage the transaction in the database. So an example of SQL statement is given. Select from the student. This statement returns all the record from the student table. So one by one, we will go these different categories, that is DDL, DML, DCL, to understand what are the different use of these statements. So data definition language. Data definition language consists of SQL statements used to define, modify, manage the structure of database object. DDL does not deal with the data stored in the database. The key points of data definition language are DDL statement used to define database schema. They are used to create, alter, drop, and truncate database objects. DDL statements are auto-committed in most database systems. Once executed, changes made by DDL commands are permanent. So DDL statements are mainly used to creating, altering, dropping, and truncating the various database objects in the database. So important commands in DDL are the create, alter, drop, and truncate. So create is used to create a new database or creating tables, such as creating table of student having the information of ID, name, like that. Alter command is used to alter structure of an existing table or object, such as altering table student to add an email column. Drop command is used to delete existing database objects, such as dropping database or dropping table, such as student. Truncate command is used to remove all rows from the table. Structure remains the same. Means table remains the same, only the data in that table will get removed. Such as truncate table student means information in the student table will be lost, but student table will remain same. An example of this is create table student ID, name, and email. This command is used to create table student with an column ID, name, and email. So DDM commands actually act on the database object such as tables, views, indexes, procedure, functions, and the triggers. Next category of skill statement are the data manipulation language, that is DML. Data manipulation language consists of a skill statement used to retrieve, insert, update, and delete data in database tables. DML operations do not change the structure of database, only the data. Means it will not change the structure or table structure. It will only change or update the data in the table. The key points of this category of SQL statement are the uh, AML statements are used to work with the data sorted in database tables or stored in the database tables. They can be rolled back using commit or rollback command. That is a transition control unit language. DML does not affect the database structure. Select is an DML command used to retrieve the data. The important commands in DML commands are select, insert, update, and delete. Select command is used to fetch or retrieve the data from one or more tables, such as selecting data from student tables. Insert command is used to insert a new data or new record in the rows of a table, such as inserting to a student table ID and name values. Update command is used to update existing data in a table, such as updating a student table uh, with some other name, such as Rahul, with the ID of 101. Delete command is used to delete existing record or rows from a table, such as deleting from student table where ID is 101. The example of this command is given here. The first is select to retrieve the data such as ID, name, and email from student table where department is a CSE. Means when there is a department CSE, this statement fetch the data of ID, email, and name from the student table. Second example, inserting data is the inserting into student table ID, name, and email with the given values. The update used to modify the data in the table, such as update students, set email equal to Amit underscore new at gmail.com, where ID is equal to 101. Delete to remove the data, such as remove data from students, delete rows, delete from a student where ID equal to 102. This is all about the SQL statement and SQL statement categories such as DDL, DML, and next is a DCL. DCL, that is a data control language. Uh, it is used to control the access and permission on the database object. DCS command, DCL command help the database administrator or the DBA to grant or revoke the privilege or permission to the users. The key points of this DCL category of SQL statement are DCL is used to control who can access or what can be accessed in the database. It does not affect the structure or the data in the database. It will only give the grant or revoking or permission from the database. The main DCL commands are grant and revoke. Only users with appropriate privilege can grant or revoke the access. DCS is an important part of database security or the database governance. The important commands as I talked, that is DCL commands are grant and revoke. Grant is used to give specific privilege or the permission to user on the database object. The syntax is grant privileges on subjects to user, such as granting select and insert command on student table to particular user one. Opposite to this grant, there is a revoke to remove the specific privilege or permission from a user. Revoking privilege on the object from user. It is the syntax of this command, such as revoke insert command on student table from user one. The common privileges such as are the select, retrieve data for tables and rows, inserting new row, update to modify existing data, deleting rows from the tables, delete, execute, execute store procedure, references create foreign keys, all privilege available. The example of these two code are given. Grant, select, insert, update commands on student table to user one. That is, it gives the privileges to user one for the particular table such as student. Similarly, revoke example of revoke is also given. Revoke insert on student from user one means it will revoking the permission or privilege on the student table to the user one. So this is all about SQL statement and SQL statement categories. That is data definition language (DDL), data manipulation language (DML), and data control language (DCL). From next topic, we are going to learn the use of these different commands on the database or the creating altering data like that in hands-on practice. Thank you.